Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be learning the poem Jazz Poem 2. It's written by Carl Wendell Hines Jr. It is a poem written in free verse. The poem has a clear division in thought between the first 30 and last 17 lines. If the first 30 lines describe the old worn out state of a jazz musician, the last 17 lines they speak about his transformation from a pathetic figure to a powerful musician. Just as he can transform himself with the power of music, he can transform the world around him with his preaching of the black gospel in jazz. We will understand the poem stanza wise. So let's start with the first stanza. There he stands. See, like a black ancient mariner, his wrinkled old face so full of the worries of living is turned downward with. So here an old jazz musician. What is jazz? It is a type of music of black American origin, and musician is nothing but a person who plays a musical instrument, especially as a profession or is musically talented. So an old jazz musician is standing like a black ancient mariner. Now, this ancient mariner is a character from the poem, The Rime of Ancient Mariner. Here, the ancient mariner is an old sailor who shoots and kills an albatross. It's a very large seabird. He is an old sailor for unknown reason, kills an albatross, and as punishment is doomed to tell his story of sin, suffering and penance to any listener he meets. So this phrase, ancient mariner, has become a cultural shorthand for a burdensome spiritual or moral burden carried for a past wrong. So this old jazz musician, he feels he has a message for the world. His old face is wrinkled. Wrinkled, the slight line or fold in something, especially fabric or the skin of the face. And weary. Weary meaning feeling or showing extreme tiredness. And appears to be pathetic. What do you mean pathetic? Pitiful, feeling pity or sad. So he says he is a pathetic figure. He has no interest in the present world. Closed eyes, his frayed collar, faded blue old shirt turns dark with sweat, and the old necktie undone drops loosely about the one. So here his eyes were always closed. The poet further describes the appearance, the way that someone or something looks. He wore a faded blue shirt that had turned dark because of the sweat. The tie that he was wearing, it was also loose and torn. Old jacket, just barely holding his sagging stomach in. Yeah, his run-down shoes have paper in them and his. So the jacket was old and it was not being able to hold his hanging stomach. Huge stomach. He wore old shoes which had papers inside. And the appearance of the singer here, it indicates that he has undergone suffering, pain or hardship. Rough, unshaven face shows pain in each wrinkle. But there he stands, in self-brought solitude head. His face was not shaved. One could see the pain in each wrinkle of his face. He alone stood with his head down even when he has suffered a lot. Still down eyes, still closed ears, perked and trained upon the bass line, for across his chest lies an old. His eyes and ears were closed. Though he has a pathetic look, he has trained ears. Now, what do you mean by trained ears? It refers to having a highly developed ability to understand and identify musical elements such as pitches, melodies, chords, and rhythms just by hearing them rather than by reading the music sheet. So, he had trained ears for music. He has prepared himself to perform and has been training for a long time, and across his chest lied an old instrument which he was about to play. Alto saxophone, supported from his neck by a wire coat hanger. Gently he lifts it, now to parted lips. See, 2. What's an alto saxophone? It is a specific member of the saxophone family of woodwind instruments. It's known for its medium size, higher pitch and brighter sound compared to the tenor saxophone. So that saxophone, it was hung across his chest, supported from his neck by a wire coat hanger. What's a wire coat hanger? It is typically a metal frame designed to hang clothing. He then gently lifts the saxophone to his lips. Tell all the world that he is a black man, that he was sent here to preach the black gospel of jazz. Now, preaching it with words of. He wanted to tell that he was a black man. He had been sent here to preach. What do you mean by preach? Deliver a sermon. Sermon is a talk on a religious or a moral subject. So he wanted to deliver a religious address to an assembled group of people. So he wanted to preach the black gospel of jazz. The gospel of jazz, it refers to a concept where harmonic innovations of jazz music, it serves as a vehicle for conveying spiritual and communal messages, and it's often rooted in the experiences and traditions of African American culture and history, including themes of liberation and love. So he was preaching it with the help of words, screaming notes and chords. He is no longer a man. No, not even a black man, but a bird, one that gathers his wings and flies. He played loudly in high notes and chords. Chords, a group of typically 3 or more notes sounded together as a basis of harmony. When he started playing the music, he was no longer a black man. He had transformed into a bird, the bird that gathers his wings and flies. So the wings here, it can be taken as a metaphor for imagination and creativity. Thus, we can say he is silent in speech but eloquent in music. Eloquent, clearly expressing or indicating something. High, high, higher, until he flies away or come back to find himself a black man again. So empowered with the wings, he soars higher and higher. Soars meaning fly or rise high in the air, and can fly away from the miseries, unhappiness, hardship, suffering of the world. When he stops playing the music, he again becomes a black man. So the jazz player, he wants to convey to the world that he is a black man who can draw people towards him through his music. He places before the readers the 2 possibilities: the musician escaping the burden or coming back to his drab existence as a black man again. Drab existence describes a life that is dull, boring, and lacks excitement, brightness, or spirit. It suggests a life that is cheerless, gloomy, uninspired. So the poem can be read with different interpretations. On one hand, it can be taken as a poem that speaks about the power of music and the freedom of spirit that is expressed in jazz music. On the other hand, it can be about the pathetic condition of the blacks and their attempts to make the world listen to them, their efforts to show to the world what is morally right, and their inability to sustain, and their tragic relapse into the slavish existence. The implication can also be taken as the man enjoying all the rights of civil society like a free bird, or being denied it and being the victim of discriminatory treatment. I do hope you have understood this extremely wonderful poem. In case you have any doubts, you can comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you and stay safe.